Hey everyone, LazyFire here. Welcome back to Rise of the Tomb Raider. Today, well, let's really quickly talk this out. We've got this tomb right here to go to, and another one up here that we can't get to yet. So don't worry too much about that. We also have some stuff over here and over here, and there's a lot. But the main focus of this episode is going to be that tomb that we opened up last time. And I love the little bits of snow like that. Like, they never needed to do that, but they did it. It's cool. The tomb is not that difficult. It's your first real one. The Byzantine ship in, oh man, I want to say it's been a little while. It might have been episode 1, is kind of like a test tomb. Like, can you handle your life enough to get through this very simple thing? And if you can't, you're going to be pretty fucked for the rest of this game. Tombs are optional, but they give you such nice things that it's difficult to really tell you that they're completely optional. Get it. Laura, work with me here. Why? Why does space make you go up? That's weird. Anyways. Let's continue on. There we go. Glow stick. I wonder how many of those she actually has. There's got to be like 1 trillion of them. Because anytime you go into anything that's even remotely dark, she pulls one out. So it's better than, in my mind anyways, it's better than the mechanic they used in the previous game, which was, of course, a torch. And the torch, you know, was heavily dependent on water. They completely removed that torch mechanic from this game, which
Looks like this was abandoned in a hurry. Did the Soviets find something down there?
I appreciate that they switched up that mechanic a little bit, because it's a very different environment than the island and all that other good stuff. But fire's still a very big part of this game, so I'm liking that too.
The Prophet was persecuted, and so were his followers.
Alright, so this oil puddle here will be much more important late in the game. And I love when Lara just starts looking at stuff, because it makes me think I should be looking at something. And it reminds me to look at the scenery in this game, because even though we're in a random ass cave right now, the scenery for the most part is fantastic. And I really do want to highlight that throughout the LP, and I hope I've been doing an okay job of it so far.
Down below. Sounds like a great volume.
But it's loud. Tombs are lousy with pick-upable items. That looks like we get hurt if I fall. Let's get over here instead. Now, for the most part, and I've mentioned this before, the camera is pretty good about telling you where you need to go when you're climbing on something like this. But not always, because your ability to make a jump like that, you're just like, can I? And then Lara goes, no, you can't. But if you go over a bit further, you can. There's also the drop down and reattach mechanic that the game has, and oh boy is it bad. Because the camera never quite figures out how to get you into a spot where you can always see that that's what you're supposed to do. That looks deadly. And I love the little slides. Those are nice. Hey. And as a side note, I hope that I am showing off those items that we're finding well enough. So here's my thing. And, you know, tell me where I'm wrong here. But I feel like if you're going to highlight these ropes,
Be part of the works.
like all these ropes, I should be able to cut them at some point. Just saying. It drives me absolutely nuts. What they're doing is they're highlighting the entire mechanism that you're supposed to be manipulating, which is fine on one way.
Here we go.
Yeah. So you have to be careful about this drop. Because, you can totally get hit by the fucking blades there. And it hurts. Ooh, coins. Now, like I said before, I am not here to collect literally everything. But I am going to make the attempt to pick up as much as I can to make my journey that much easier. Oh look, arrows, a door, and if you haven't figured it out yet, this red thing's explosive. So we've just been introduced to the two main mechanics of this temple. And that is the explosive barrels blowing up doors and pulling switches to raise and lower water levels. And we can upgrade a weapon. Let's see what we got. Ooh, bow or pistol. That larger magazine is nice. Reload speed, not so much. Not worried about that. Yes. Especially the apply to all bows part, because we will be switching to the compound bow as soon as we have the components for it. Wait, we can still upgrade. Interesting. What do we want to do here? Yep. I am going to dump basically everything into bows for quite a while, because bows are generally going to be your main weapon throughout the entire game. And they're great.
The water's eroding everything. At this rate, there won't be much left in a few decades. It's a cistern.
So I won't lie. This is the first temple I did with my wife watching me play this, and she made fun of me mercilessly through this entire thing because I kept screwing up, and the mechanics of it. Oops. The mechanics of this one are a little bit wonky at times. Like it depends a lot on placing things on platforms and getting your timing down perfectly, and I just was terrible at it my first time through. So I'm hoping, maybe even beyond hoping at this point, that I will not do the same thing to you, that you feel the need to make fun of me. I mean, make fun of me all you want, but, I mean, mercilessly mocked. Like, I'm pretty sure she hates me, mocked me. But anyways, that's the sign of a strong marriage, I hear. I mean, it's pretty easy. This is not rocket science right here. My paranoia about arrows grows with every second. And you can see here, there is a big old turbine. And also, that this just replenishes. It just comes back. It's fine. You can't carry it into the water, so whatever. But they do float. Nothing? Nothing. And if I remember correctly, yeah, the map doesn't exactly get local. And right there, that is going to be our next challenge. I have to remember to sprint swim.
Markings on the wall. The levels change.
So, we need to get that door open. If it's not readily apparent yet. That's where I came from. What am I thinking? And we've got 3 different red barrels here. So, grab this thing. By the way, my transitioning of like resources in this game is going to be a little ridiculous at times because I know how to... Yes, perfect. Actually stayed on there. But there's certain things that like I want to get done, and so I'm going to do things out of sequence. Not enough that it's actually a concern, by the way. I'm not gonna like completely sequence break the game because as far as I know you can't really do that. The mechanics they have set up for that are yeah, they're not really gonna allow for it. We're gonna switch to the pistol though. Alright, so you're tempted to like wait until it's directly in front of that. That was a scary moment.
Okay, should be able to swim through now.
So, like, you get tempted to wait until it's, like, exactly in front of that thing, then drop off, but it's just not going to work that way. So you have to do is wait until it gets all the way to the end and hope and pray that the fucking explosive doesn't come off of there, because it will. What was I even talking about? Couldn't have been important. Boxes of free stuff. And let's open up a bit of a shortcut. Oh yeah, specifically I'm going to be moving a explosive canister like 2 fucking miles in game territory to open up something real quick. I don't know. It's not that big a deal. But when I did it the first time, I realized shortly afterwards, oh, I was not supposed to play it that way. Whatever. It was at that point I realized I've been missing a bunch of documents. Oh well. Let's hop up here. Get our free things. Then come over here. Look. Get what, Laura? Calm down. Oh yeah. How'd I forget? Well, that's gonna hurt. Alright. Grabbing that paper made me forget. Yeah, come back over here. So, I keep thinking I have to jump over there every time I come up here. What we want to do, let's come back over here. This may look familiar as a location because there's that platform. Now, last time we did this, we took one of these things, we threw it on that platform, the platform moved over. Did you notice how it hitched for a moment right there? Good. I'm glad you did. Because we're going to be using that fact to get us through this next section. Jump. Are you fucking with me? How did I miss that? Like, it's basically built so you can't. Alright, come on. Alright, so when we drop this time... Don't you dare get stuck.
Yes! It worked.
I swear to God, this was such a convoluted solution in my head. Like, when I figured it out, it made total sense. But when I first thought, like, oh, this is a possibility, I'm like, no, that's too complex. I'm missing something in this room. No, it was actually the solution. Who knew? All right. This hole. And look at that. There's a little raft thing, and here is our prize. Ooh, free stuff. Get all the free things.
It's an ancient manuscript on the gifts of the earth.
So yeah, the one thing I'll say is that there is nothing extremely game-breaking about any of the things you get from the tombs. They're really nice, mind you, but they're not like going to stop you from feeling like you're challenged or anything like that. They're not overpowered. They are, as it turns out, optional. And the game basically lets them be optional. Ooh, stop. Alright. Actually, isn't there... This is weird. Usually there is a way to see exactly what's in this area. Oh well. You know what? Sorry, I'm thinking of a completely different goddamned game. Yeah. What do you know? But that is this tomb. Now, one of the things that can get a little tedious, and it's not that bad in terms of how bad it could be, but getting out of some of these optional areas is sometimes a little annoying. Hence the fire, like right there. And I'm gonna stop here real quick. If weapons are available. Do we? I hate when it does that. Taking this shirt. See, it tells me that there's a weapon upgrade available. I think what it's actually doing is giving us bad information there. Yeah. Ah, yeah. We need a crafting tool, probably, is why it's telling us that. Crafting tools are, like, gated in this game. So you'll see stuff that says, hey, you need a crafting tool if you want this. And you won't be able to do anything about that because you can't, like, buy them or go find them. They're just out in the world. We're gonna climb up this thing. Instead of auto-transporting ourselves out, we're going to climb out of this tomb. Because I believe there's at least one thing we missed because I didn't go down a certain path. This path. This may actually just be the way out. Okay. I'm really good about double tapping that E button to the point where the prompt doesn't even show up anymore. It's one of those things you learn playing this game. Cool. And that should bring us right out here. What up? Could have sworn we missed something, but... well, I'm not seeing anything on this super detailed mini-map of the area that we're totally in. Oh, while we're in here... whoa, what was that? We should go and explore the last cave we need to. Which actually I think is not near here. Can't cut down those flags. So we're pretty well set. There's two things we're going to do before we end this video, though. What is going on with my lighting situation here? Maybe she ran out of glow sticks. That was... sorry. That was weird. This continues to be weird. I've never seen this one happen. I actually did save at least a couple of weird bugs in this game from my first playthrough. Just loudly shouting, Xbox record that at my computer when stupid shit happens, like Laura deciding to go through a wall at random. So, first off, while we're out here, alright, no new mans to fight, that's fine. However, oh, so these things, this right here is why I was like, highlighting ropes is really annoying, because I kept thinking I had to shoot that piece of thing, that thing down to actually access it. That is not the case. It doesn't work. There's no cold mechanic in this game, which at times bugs me, which is why wearing this Henley is kind of funny to me. You know, you're out in the middle of the Arctic and Laura's just wearing this, like, very thin sweater. Where is that man? Quest-giving man should still be here somewhere. Oh well. I was hoping to get his other side quest and get started on that, but I think it won't even matter to get that one until we have rope arrows anyways. By the way, there's rope arrows in this game. They were in the previous game too, so don't be so shocked and surprised by that. Ooh, ammo. Why not? Ammo for a gun we don't have yet. But, while I'm out here, I do like that you can pick up ammo for guns that you don't have yet. That's actually how I figured out there was a shotgun in this game, which shouldn't have been surprising because, once again, there was a shotgun in the previous game, so why wouldn't there be? But, yeah, I picked up shotgun shells, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Huh. And then it was like 5 videos later where I actually get one.
Soldiers. Something awful happened here.
Ah. So why am I here if I obviously cannot get through? Well, two things. One,
More propaganda. Work hard to fight cold and hunger.
yeah, strength through dry. Gotcha. Two,
This writing seems to be pointing to something nearby.
three. Still nothing. I thought maybe going to a different thing would actually have done this, but not so much. So, what did we learn? Byzantine coin location, right there. Another one up here near the tomb. Another one over here. Oh, man. I gotta tell you, one of the things that drives me absolutely fucking nuts about this game's mechanics is that if you explore a cave or you complete a challenge or whatever it might be, the first one you complete stays highlighted as a location the entire time. Like it's an actual objective that you can still complete. It drives me crazy. Ooh, point of interest. That is the last cave we need. Can't get in there. Oh, shit. Deer. Just like going around injuring deer at this point. I'm the worst. I'm basically just like upsetting people. Come on, I'm hitting you with a pickaxe. I feel like this should end you. Thank you. Come back here. I'm trying to conserve ammo. Fuck it. Do you notice how much faster that was? When this game upgrades stuff, don't you dare go off the edge. Oh. When this game upgrades your equipment, or, you know, says like, oh, faster draw time or something like that, it means it. It is not like a joke. It is going to upgrade your draw time. It's going to upgrade your crafting speed. So when you see it, it's not like, oh, this minor increment or this reduction in cooldown or whatever it might be in another game. It is like a straight-on huge benefit. So it's almost always worth picking up those, you know, reduction in draw speeds or whatever it might be. Anyways. I can hear the combat music. I can't see anything to combat. So, right now, we cannot read that monolith. And I believe the thing I was going to use to... Yeah. The thing I was going to use to get through the next area, or into one of the other things a little faster, isn't here yet. It won't spawn in for a bit, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's just make sure we can't read this.
Definitely Russian.
Yeah.
It looks like these markings point to a nearby location, but I can't quite piece it together.
So next time, we'll have what we need to do that. Now, there's a part of me that wants to go and grab all the Byzantine coins and make you watch me do that, like right now. That seems kind of dickish, so I won't. But we will actually start getting closer to this objective up here. Not quite there today, but up towards it. We're gonna get to the campfire up near there and call it a video. Man, the frame rate is holding relatively steady compared to what it was my first time playing this. Get back here. I don't need your fur or anything, but I want it. Excellent. Interestingly, I thought this was interesting last time we were here. No snow leopard yet. So there are rare animals that you can hunt in the game. The snow leopard being the one in this area. Let's get up here. So if you look, we zoom in, or out, in. This right here indicates that that cave contains a leopard. As you can see, no leopard. I believe he is a nighttime only animal. So we have to wait until night before he'll show up. Yeah, I don't see him. Oh, oh boy. Where do I go from here? Sometimes, man, the game puts you in weird spots. I'm gonna die at least once to jumping off of a line or something like that and falling to my death. It will happen. I don't need arrows that badly. Let's sit down here. We've already been here once, but may as well. Ooh, what do we got? Yes. We definitely want that. That is going to be very good for us. That means that we can carry more stuff, so my collectathoning will continue on unabated. And what do we got here? Yeah, sure. All pistols with magazines, so don't worry, I don't plan on using the revolvers for the rest of the fucking game anyways. So, next time, we are going to be headed up the hill, mountain, whatever. See that? That rope? Yeah, we won't be using that for a while, but whatever. You'll see later. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you then.
A coin with an image of a city stamped in gold. And there's the prophet. This was likely an official coin of Katesh. The prophet's icon, cast in gold. The metal workers of the city started to develop their own style, but it's still similar to Byzantine craftwork.
This should be more than enough oil to light the passages below, but be careful transporting it. We have not perfected the refining process, and it is still volatile. You will know the man who supervises the construction. We all do. Without his knowledge of the earth, none of us would have survived along the difficult journey. Do not linger, and if he asks for word of his wife and child, feign ignorance. He cannot accept that they perished during our exodus, and expects them to arrive any day. We need his genius, and I fear if he saw the truth, we might lose him entirely.
My love, this letter is long overdue, but I have been hard at work. When you arrive, there will be a home for you here with all the comforts we have left behind. It is a huge task ahead of us, to design and supervise the construction necessary to provide fresh water to our people. But all my labor will be paid in full when I see you and our children's faces again. We will create a new world here, the equal of everything you left behind to follow me. It will not have been in vain, as long as you and I are together.